Morning and welcome into a Friday and a gorgeous one at that. It's the Real Monica Adams Show. I'm your host, Monica Adams, and we have a big show on tap for you today. Country music sensation Ruby Leigh is joining us for what? I think this is the fourth time. She should become just a regular segment of the show. We've had so much fun together since she was the runner-up on NBC's The Voice. So we had her on last year. In fact, she spent an entire hour with us taking all of your requests. And that's exactly what happens at her live shows. And so if you see a live show, I want you to travel to see another one because it always has a different feel to it, because she truly does say, shout out your favorite, shout out your favorite. So we're going to talk with Ruby Leigh. We'll check in and see how things have been going since I brought her on stage at the Rickman Auditorium in Arnold, since she announced that she's going to be performing at the Grand Ole Opry in August, a dream of hers since she was a little girl, and then an upcoming performance where we'll bring her back out on stage again next week at Cedar Lake Cellars. Have you ever been? It's absolutely beautiful. I've been so many times. I've been there muddy as well. What does that mean? I'll tell you about that coming up. There's a lot that takes place at Cedar Lake Cellars, so we'll immerse you in all of that. But before we do that, we want to talk about the many events that are going on this weekend, and will you be able to spend that outside? Let's bring our aspiring meteorologist on. You can see him there. It is the What the Weather segment.
Alrighty, welcome back into this new more weather forecast video. This one has been looking significant for a couple of days. So
good morning to you.
Good morning, Monica.
Finally.
Nice to be here.
Yes, and we say it a lot. What the? Oh, no, but this morning we say, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Good morning, Beckett.
Yeah, good morning. It's definitely going to be a great day ahead.
Yeah, we want more of this. In fact, I was watching Matt Chambers this morning, Beckett, and he said you could take a 300-mile radius and it would be beautiful like this. He said you would be hard-pressed to even find a cloud in the sky.
It's very nice out right now in the Midwest.
Well, so what we're hoping is that we can have a little bit more of this, but I know there are big events taking place this weekend, one of which you said you've been to in the past, the wonderful air show, the Spirit of St. Louis Air Show. And you're out in Chesterfield, so you've been listening to them do their practice, haven't you?
Yeah, they've been practicing over our house all yesterday and probably again today, and I'm excited to go to that tomorrow because I haven't been to one in a good amount of years now.
Has it been loud?
Yes, it has been.
So a lot of people are talking about, do they need to wear headphones? You might want to have something for the kids because it might be blasting. U.S. Navy Blue Angels returning to the skies, by the way, above Chesterfield, which is a sight in and of itself. Spirit-airshow.com. Get some tickets. It's tomorrow and it's on Sunday. They'll open up the gates early in the morning, and then they have events from 11:30 till 4:30. They don't actually announce a particular schedule because they don't want to deal with so much crazy traffic. They just want you there, and then you can see throughout the entire day. But here's the problem. We may have some issues weather-wise, right, for tomorrow. We'll get into tomorrow. We'll get through today as well and then give you the future forecast. But is that going to be a problem tomorrow, you think, for the air show weather-wise?
I think we're going to have some rain moving into the morning through the mid-morning, but I do think we'll have a break in that rain during the air show, and then maybe some storms actually as we go into the evening. But during the air show, I think that's when we'll have our break. Thankfully, still cloudy and maybe a couple of showers around, but overall not a washout during the show.
Well, that's good. I heard some of the guys from the Navy say, yes, but these planes can handle anything. And I'm like, yeah. But be safe.
Yeah.
All right. Well, wonderful. All right, Beckett, let me let you do your thing.
All right, so this morning, 63 and sunny. We're heading into a very nice day today with 88 degrees as our high today here in the afternoon, and sunny skies, all sunny. Very, very nice day today for sure. Now, our allergies for today, we're at a low for trees, a low for grass, weeds getting into the moderate, and then mold is at a high. Now, we are watching a severe weather threat for tomorrow, particularly focusing on tomorrow evening into the early overnight hours when we do have a threat for a couple of storms around the St. Louis area. This is a low threat, though, a 1 out of 5, lowest on the scale from the Storm Prediction Center, marginal risk, and that does include pretty much all of the St. Louis area. Now, 7-day outlook, again, 88 as our high today, mostly sunny skies, really sunny actually, low of 68. Then moving into tomorrow, of course, we're going to have that rain around in the morning through the mid-morning likely. And then getting into the time through midday into the early to mid-afternoon during that air show. Again, like I just said, I think that's when we're going to have the break from the rain. Can we still have a couple showers around? Yes, possibly do have that. And then, of course, those storms moving into the evening and overnight, make sure you have multiple ways to receive those warnings and you are aware of that weather tomorrow evening into the early overnight hours. And then into Sunday, we're dropping down by a couple of degrees. Some showers could be around, but that will likely stay to our south, with at times coming up north into the St. Louis area, but most of the heavier rain will stay to our south there on Sunday. And then we are going to really have a great next week weather-wise. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, going to be seeing a lot of sun and really warming up, as Thursday we could be getting around 90 degrees.
Wow, 90. Well, again, it is. What's the official day of summer? Do you know? Because we are in the unofficial right now.
I think it's like the 21st or something like that.
That's the
Around
summer
there.
solstice. Yeah, but
Yeah,
we get into Memorial Weekend, we open the pools, and we all say it's
yeah,
summertime.
yeah.
And it looks like it as we go to
It
Thursday.
basically is, yeah.
Well, I look forward to talking to you on Monday and see what you thought of the air show. We're going out to dinner tonight in Chesterfield, so we'll be listening to them do the practice. But
Yeah.
yeah, everybody, if you get a chance, go out to the air show one more time. There's the website to check everything, spirit-airshow.com, and it'll be tomorrow and on Sunday. Beckett, thank you so much. Having a fantastic time with your weekend, and tell them I said hi.
Thank you, you too.
All right, that's aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore. If you're new to the show, he is fantastic. He joins us at least twice a week. And when there's severe weather, he comes on even more. And I really love the fact that he just graduated from grade school, getting ready to go to high school. And he could be sleeping in, but he doesn't. That's the dedication that he has for the Real Monica Adams Show. All of you that are signing on, good morning to you. Let us know what platform you're watching on, because we have grown and grown. All right, Michelle just said summer solstice is the 20th. There we go. Thank you so much for providing that for us. To all of you, good morning. Facebook, YouTube, X, Rumble, Instagram. We've got so many of you on this morning. We're going to give you the news you can use and kind of stay with that theme from the Spirit from the Sky. The Spirit Sky Club, actually, at Spirit of St. Louis Airport. This is some interesting news. They're set to open in 2025, bringing needed storage space to one of the Midwest's busiest business aviation centers. The $10 million new hangar is coming to Spirit to address some pressing need for storage. The 60-year-old airport was owned and operated by St. Louis, and it has not seen an expansion in decades. And with 400 flights a day, according to the founder of Spirit Sky Club, they said it is such a need, a real need for the space, especially at Spirit. At Spirit alone, there are over 100 people on a wait list for a hangar. Again, $10 million hangar will have 28 units with the ability to hold up to 50 planes. There will be a groundbreaking ceremony today, with construction getting underway this summer. All right, well, I remember covering this story when I was at Fox 2. Remember those two? A judge has expunged the misdemeanor convictions of this St. Louis couple, the McCloskeys, who waved guns at racial injustice protesters outside their mansion back in 2020. Well, they say they want their guns back. Attorneys Mark and Patricia McCloskey filed a request in January to have the convictions wiped away. The judge wrote in an order Wednesday that the purpose of the expungement is to give people who have rehabilitated themselves a second chance. That's according to the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. City prosecutors and police opposed the expungement. Immediately after the judge's ruling, Mark McCloskey demanded that the city return the guns seized as part of the 2021 guilty plea to misdemeanor assault. A Republican Governor Mike Parson pardoned the couple weeks after that plea. By the way, Greater St. Louis Inc. is inviting you to enjoy socializing and fun every Thursday. So you might want to mark this one on your calendar. It'll be Thursday evenings. They started that last night and going through August at Keener Plaza in downtown St. Louis. All right, before we talk about the Cardinals game last night, I want you to look at this list. The All-Star ballot is out. They've launched the 2024 one, and the Cards asking fans to vote. Send the listed players to the All-Star game scheduled for Tuesday, July 16th at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. So you can see that list. Some of your favorites are probably on that. Well, last night, The Cardinals were in action. We're going to talk about the Cardinals, the Battlehawks, City SC, and the NBA Finals. The Cards unfortunately lost to the Rockies 3-2. Same two teams tonight, 7:15 first pitch, and tomorrow at 3:15. By the way, if you're a Battlehawks fan, we'll be going. It is the XFL Conference Championship kickoff between the Battlehawks and San Antonio is 6 o'clock at the Dome on Sunday. If you are a big fan of the NBA, the finals are underway and Boston beat Dallas. You can see the score there, 107-89. The next game will be Sunday. Tip-off will be at 7 p.m. And then for our City fans, big soccer fans, there is a game that will be taking place at City Park. That'll be against Portland at 7:30 tomorrow night. That's what you all need. There's no reason to turn on the news anymore, right? So you've got your news, you've got your sports, you got the rundown of some events for the weekend for your family, you've got your weather. We got it all for you. When we come back, we're going to visit with a representative from Cedar Lake Cellars because they are super excited that they have landed not only Ruby Leigh, but somebody else from The Voice. That is actually going to be the opener. And that was exciting. If you follow Ruby Leigh, you already know who it is. If you don't, we'll let you know. And some other exciting things that are coming to their concert series for the summer. And I'll show you some beautiful pictures of it. And then, making your wait, Ruby Leigh on standby with us. Ruby Leigh, country music sensation, will be joining us shortly.
When I started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, with the help of my dedicated employees, we now have hundreds of products, some you might not even know about. To get the word out, we're having a $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use MyPillows, $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. And for the first time ever, our 6-pack towel sets, you guessed it, just $25. Our brand new 4-pack dish towels, $25. And I've never done this before. Premium MyPillows with all new Giza fabric, any size, any loft level, even king size for only $25. And there's so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code for our $25 extravaganza. Order $75 and over. Your entire order ships absolutely free.
Well, you can't beat free. Thanks, Mike, for being one of the sponsors that has joined us. And our special thanks, as you can see on the list below, to all of our growing sponsors. It's 7:13. I want to welcome you into the show. Feel free to drop any comments. I will be looking at those. By the way, I saw, again, June 20th, the official start to summer. And Julie says that the 21st is her husband's birthday. So let's go ahead and give a shout out to your husband. You probably want to bring him out to this gorgeous place that I hope you have been to before. If you haven't, I mean, just look at these pictures. And while I welcome in my guest, Rachel Pugh from Cedar Lake, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. How long have you been with Cedar Lake?
I've been there a little over a year now.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Absolutely. One of my favorites I've been going to for many, many years. I know the owner. He's a good friend of mine, Carl Bohm, who we hope to be able to visit with maybe over the next couple of months because you've got a lot of things planned for the summer. I mentioned earlier, I've been there and I've been all full of mud. Do you know what I'm talking about, Rachel?
Yes, when used to have the battlegrounds and Tough Mudder and all of that out there.
Oh my gosh, yes. And it was crazy. And I was like, oh my God. And there were like barracks style showers that we all jumped into. And we're like, oh, we don't care. We just got done. Let's go over and have some wine.
Right. The best part of the mud run, right?
Yeah, it was a blast. Do you guys do anything like that anymore?
Unfortunately, we do not. Just moved away from that a little bit, and we've been focusing a little bit more on music and having bigger artists and concerts and things like that out there.
Yeah.
So that's been a fun addition in the last few years.
Well, that, and you're very big on providing lights in the sky. I mean, the pyrotechnic aspect is just absolutely incredible. That sells out like crazy.
Yeah, I worked my first one last year and it was a crazy day. Like I didn't know what to expect going into it, but it's just amazing. It's a 3-hour long fireworks show and it's things that I've never had seen before. So it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, once again, we're talking about Cedar Lake Cellars out in Wright City. Rachel Pugh is my guest from Cedar Lake. And you mentioned that you've really been concentrating on bringing some incredible music in. And one of the concerts that we're going to be able to be a part of to start is Ruby Leigh, as you see there in the top right corner. We're going to be visiting with Ruby here in just a bit, but not just Ruby. You also can see big rigs as well as platinum rock legends. So throughout the summer, the Real Monica Adams team is going to be out there bringing these wonderful artists on. How excited are you to be bringing this to the community?
We are really excited. The live music series is something new that we introduced this year. The area she's going to be playing in is just a kind of adjacent to the main winery part. It's called our festival field, and we have been dreaming of having some bigger concerts over there. And this is the first year we're finally implementing that. And we are very excited to have Ruby as our inaugural show on the stage out there.
Oh, and again, here's the thing for people who haven't been in a while, Rachel, tell them just how much you've grown and grown because I don't think they would even recognize it. It just keeps getting bigger and you just keep pushing out and expanding.
Yeah, kind of initially, the property started out as an event venue, and we just had our Big Red Barn, is what we call it. And we've since added the winery, which is the main tasting room and dining room. We have the barrel room, which is a
Beautiful.
massive indoor space. We have the smokehouse, which is a food outlet. And then expanded from there is the festival field. And then either farther from that is the landing where we hold pyromania and our concert.
Pyromania. That's what it's called, by the way, everybody, if you've never
Yeah.
been before.
Yep.
You're looking at the website right now. If you haven't had a chance to go, I want you to go to Cedar Lake's website. Follow them also on socials because I got to say, you guys do a really wonderful job. I don't know who does your social media, but kudos to them because I love what you're doing. This is the event calendar, so you can see all the great things that they have coming up, whether it is the concerts you want to go to, you want to have some special dinners that you want to be a part of. Again, bingo. You see Wino Bingo. They're very, very creative over there. But she just mentioned how excited they are to have this girl.
Country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads.
Oh, she gives me chills every time, and she's become a very dear friend of mine. I mean, I got a chill again. You saw there at the bottom. Get your tickets. Don't wait for this. Rachel, have you seen her live yet?
I have. I actually saw her for myself a couple of years ago. My
Oh,
husband and I were out celebrating our anniversary, and we were out at a winery, and she was there playing, and I was absolutely blown away that she was 15. And I was like, this girl is amazing.
right? I know. I had a chance to hear her, obviously, in different settings. She was in my studio, so it was very intimate. But that
Yeah.
voice, and you sit there and go, where's that coming from? I mean, the depths of her diaphragm, and she's got such a booming voice and such talent.
Yeah.
But I mentioned kudos because I love when I saw that put together when you announced that she was going to be with you. I was like, oh my gosh, how creative. The country roads going on trekking gas to get down to Cedar Lake. That was genius, by the way.
Yeah, when we first were introduced that reel from marketing, we were all just floored. We watched it a couple times in a row. It gives you chills.
It does. So again, Ruby Leigh will be there on June 15th. I also want you to look at Spring Fling. Again, all these things that they have for you coming up. I mean, look at that property just growing and growing. So this is actually this weekend.
Yeah, so Spring Fling is this weekend. It's a all-day property-wide event. We have a day full of music. We have three different bands. We have New Crime Theater, Pink Houses, and Trixie Delight. There'll be a fireworks show. We'll have a Clydesdale, and hopefully the weather will hold out for us for this weekend.
You want to put that on Beckett? Beckett, you've got a lot to do for us this weekend. Exactly.
Yes.
Well, Rachel, I'm excited to meet you and the team next weekend when we get a chance to bring out Ruby Leigh. But it's not just Ruby. I mentioned before we bring Ruby on that you just made the announcement of who's opening for Ruby.
Yes, we are so excited to have Al Boogie out to be
The
opening for
boogeyman.
Ruby. Yes. This it all kind of unfolded really quickly. We were chatting with Casey, who's Ruby's dad, and just kind of chatting about potential opening acts for her. And he was like, "Well, what about Al Boogie?" And we were like, "Well, let me get in touch with him." And it all lined up perfectly. And we are so excited he's going to be joining us. And all of our fingers crossed for that Jolene duo.
Oh yeah, it's happening. Trust me, I will be asking Ruby about it here in just a second. So if you saw it on the NBC The Voice, you saw the battle, guaranteed they will reenact that whole thing and the crowd will go nuts. So tickets are still
Yeah.
available. If they want to purchase
Mhm.
tickets, how much? And tell them where they can get them.
Yeah, so you can get tickets to see Ruby and Al through our website, which is cedarlakecellars.com. That'll redirect you to Eventbrite, which is our ticketing platform. So make sure you're purchasing through there and not a secondary outlet. They are currently $25 online. And then if we are not sold out at the door, they will be $30.
But again, don't wait to the last second. I know some of you procrastinate and then you're like, oh, the weather's great. Okay, I think I want to go to a winery. You're taking a chance, though, that it could possibly be sold out, and you're taking a chance that you don't get to see that incredible voice. Well, Rachel, I can't wait. Again, it's going to be exciting. So 4 o'clock is when you're going to open the gates. Is that correct?
Yep. So gates will open at 4. You can come in. It's like lawn style seating. So bring your own chairs, bring your own blankets. We'll have chairs for rent if you accidentally forget. But yeah, so Al will be playing 5:30 to 7. Ruby will be 7:30 to 9, and then meet and greet to follow after that.
And we talked on the phone, and I'm going to ask her about this. I'm pretty sure that I know that she will stay as long as anyone wants to take a picture with her. I saw her do it at Rickman Auditorium. There are people who stand in line and say, oh, I wonder if she'll get to me. I'm going to ask her that question here in just a second because Ruby Leigh is coming on with us. So one more time, Ruby Leigh, June 15th, Cedar Lake Cellars. We can't say it enough. Don't wait to get your tickets. It's going to be an incredible music series. And then the Real Monica Adams team will be back out as it continues into the summer for July and for August. If you are a fan of the Platinum Rock Legends, you want to tell them the date when they'll be there?
Yeah, so Platinum Rock Legends, they're going to be playing July 13th. And then after that in August, we have the Big Rigs playing on August 17th.
Well, I'm excited. I don't know those two bands, so I'm looking forward to hearing their music, but I know you pull in some really wonderful artists. Rachel, thank you for taking some time with us today. And again, I'm super excited to see the crowd take to her and start again lining up what favorite song you have that she does, or maybe throw her because she's so creative that she would probably say, I've tinkered around with that song. Yeah, let me try it. She did that with
Yeah.
she did that with us, and I was like, you don't know this song? I would never know. I mean, that's how talented she is. Yeah,
That's
so think of
amazing.
your
I can't
favorite,
wait.
Rachel. You and your husband, think of your favorite, and she'll do it for you.
Very good.
All right, Rachel, have a blessed day, and everybody stay tuned. The wonderful country music sensation, Ruby Leigh, joins us next.
Thank you.
She's a special woman and done so much for St. Louis.
Watching her work is one of the most incredible things you can see.
She just sees value in everyone.
Sometimes people just need you to sit with them and hear them. I feel heard.
The time flew by, and it was like sitting and talking to a friend.
Not only creating a better place here in St. Louis, but to inspire others. It's always great to have examples like you.
You have such a light and such a presence, and I could feel it this morning.
We knew right away when you started this, we wanted to be on your show. Thanks for having us.
I look forward to seeing how you rock and roll and shake it up.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We promised to have my dear friend Ruby Leigh on, and there she is. I'm outside. She's driving all over the world. That's what she is. How are you?
Not too bad. And I'm not driving, I'm riding. Don't drive on the
Good
line.
girl. Yeah, you know what? No kidding. It's funny you say that because I'm gonna give you trouble. My husband's gonna want to give you trouble about something that happened. Which, if you follow Ruby, you know about this. But if you don't, you're missing out. First of all, on a heck of a lot of fun all the time. But what is this all about, my friend? What happened here?
Uh, um, so I got pulled over for the first time. That picture's so good. I got pulled over for the first time, pretty close to home. We were in Troy, Missouri, and my headlight was out, and I'd been driving all that day, so I didn't realize until it was too late, obviously. But I passed a cop. A cop was going past me, and he passed me, and I looked behind me in my rearview mirror, and I saw him make this big U-turn, and I was like,
"Uh-oh,
no, what did I do?" And then the lights go on, and I'm like, "Oh no, what did I do?" So I pull over, and I'm nervous. I'm like, was I speeding? Like, I make sure I follow the rules, So I'm like, what rule did I break here? So I pull over, and I'm looking at my dad. I'm like, I don't know what I did. So we're just kind of sitting there, and he walks up, and he was like, "Hi," and he was looking at me kind of like he recognized me, but he didn't know from where. He didn't know like my name. He was just like he recognized me, and you could tell. So he was sitting there, and he was like, "You know why I pulled you over?" And I was like, "No." He was like, "Well, your headlight's out." So I was like, "Okay, whew, relief." He was like, why is that not fixed? And I point at my dad because I'm like, it's his fault. So he was like, okay. I don't think he was expecting us to admit to knowing that it was out.
Exactly.
So did that, and after that he was really cool. We handed him. Well, actually, this is actually kind of funny. He said, "Can I see your license?" And I was so nervous. I was like, "I don't have one."
That's my favorite part of the story. It's just going to get worse, officer. It's getting worse before it gets better.
And my mom was like, "She's got her permit." So I was like, yeah. And I was super nervous. So he was like, "Okay, do you have your permit with you?" And I looked at my dad, and I'm like, "I don't know. Do I?" And my dad was like, "Look in the glove box." So I pulled it out and gave it to him, and he was looking at my my permit card or whatever, and my dad was like, "She's kind of well known around here," and that was before he looked at it, and then he looked at the card, and he was like, "Oh, you were the girl that was on The Voice."
Yes.
And I was like, that was me. He's like, "I voted for you." Awesome. It was really funny, but yeah, he was an awesome cop. He was a state trooper, I believe, and he was amazing. So
didn't he end up taking pictures with you afterwards?
Yes, we did take some pictures together. First time getting pulled over. I'm glad it was for a minor offense.
Well, your post made me laugh because she was like, "I almost died last night." Again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking to the wonderful Ruby Leigh, who, yes, from The Voice. He recognized her from The Voice, and all was well. Did you get it fixed, though? That's what we all want to know. Is it fixed? Oh, she's frozen. Hold on. You did?
No, she was.
Oh, hold on. Ruby's cutting out on us a little bit. She's in the car. She's traveling from Nashville to Springfield. They're all over and cutting out just a bit. But the main reason we want to bring Ruby on is we want to talk about all these wonderful concerts that Ruby has coming up. She's going to be at Cedar Lake Cellars. She's going to be wowing the crowd. And there was just the big announcement made about who was going to open up for her. If you follow Cedar Lake Cellars, if you follow Ruby Leigh, then you actually saw this. They were in the battles together. Al Boogie, that's who's going to open for Ruby. That announcement was just made a couple of days ago. So if you enjoyed them dueling it out on stage on The Voice, then you're going to enjoy it at Cedar Lake Cellars. So again, you're going to see that kind of play out on stage. The battles, of course, as you can see here. All right, they are driving in the car. We're going to try to check back in with Ruby. Let's take a quick. When we come back from the break, we're going to try to see if we can establish our connection with her. I can hear her in the background. Ruby Leigh from The Voice, on with us.
When I started My Pillow, it was just a problem solution one product company. Well, since then, with the help of my dedicated employees, we now have hundreds of products, some you might not even know about. To get the word out, we're having a $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use My Pillows, $25. My Pillow sandals, $25. And for the first time ever, our 6-pack towel sets, you guessed it, just $25. Our brand new 4-pack dish towels, $25. And I've never done this before. Premium My Pillows with all new Giza fabric, any size, any loft level, even king size for only $25. And there's so much more. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code for our $25 extravaganza. Order $75 and over. Your entire order ships absolutely free.
What I love, people might not know, by the way, is they have slides that you can have by the pool. And when you want to get your pool chemicals, go to see my friends at Just Pools. I love the fact that they are now a part of our team and our sponsorship. You can see the inside of Just Pools. They're on the West Outer Road. It's not just pools. Look at all those floats. The fun things that you need for your kids for the pool. You know what? Let them come along, by the way. Ooh, how about a hot tub? Yes, Just Pools and Spas. But Madonna, Michelle, the entire team, Tom, Shannon, we love having you as part of us. Just Pools, an absolutely incredible family business. And you heard a little bit about them the other day. I hope you had a chance to see their interview. Just Pools and Spas on the West Outer Road in Arnold, the place for you to go and enjoy the lap of luxury. Don't you want your own pool, by the way? Indoor, outdoor, above ground, and then all of that for your patio, water features, fire features, etc. Again, the list just keeps growing and growing, and we thank each and every sponsor that's been with us from the beginning and continues to grow with us. So thank you, Madonna, for being a part of it. Just Pools and Spas, again, West Outer Road in Arnold. All right, we're going to establish our connection again here with Ruby Leigh and talk a little bit and give her some more trouble about the police officer. All right, welcome back. We have reestablished connection with Ruby. Ruby was in Nashville, and I think everybody was eating up their internet.
Yeah.
But I had time to grab these pictures. So we were talking about the officer and how cool he was once he was like, well, I got to do my job. But yes, I'll take a picture with you. Is that how it all played out?
Yes. He was great. Definitely. Probably the best officer to be pulled over by first time.
And do you know the officer's name?
He goes by Bo.
Okay.
From the top of my mind, I'm thinking Danny. I think his name was Danny.
And he was a trooper.
Yes.
Truly.
Yes.
If you're just tuning in, you should know her by now. Ruby Leigh. We love her. She's become a great friend of our show. And last time you and I saw each other, we were at Rickman Auditorium and brought you on stage. Phenomenal performance. And
Thank
afterwards, they asked you to sign a picture, and how cool where they put you and who they put you next to. You want to talk about what this means to you?
Yes. So when we were at the venue, they were originally going to put my picture above Merle Haggard, which let alone is really awesome. Be above Merle Haggard is crazy.
Right.
But I saw an empty spot next to Mickey, and Mickey was just treated me very well. When I very first started, just a few months into my music, he was letting me play with him and sing songs at his shows, and he always gave me an open invitation, which was just amazing and very kind of him. Being how well established he was. So he's just he was just someone that I really looked up to, and he treated me very, very well. So I wanted to be next to him, as an honor to him, and just celebrate our friendship.
Absolutely. And again, so many people had a chance to come to Rickman and see Ruby and just absolutely love the performance. One of the things I love about Ruby, she's so real, both of us, and that's why we get along so well. She's so real, so raw, and everybody that wanted to meet you after the show, get a picture with you, sign with you, you said, I want to meet each and every one of you, right? That's who you are.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because
that's something that Mickey actually taught me. He told me after, I think, the first time I played with him, I was 9 years old, and he was sitting, and he was 80 something years old, and he was sitting down, and I believe it was after he had an accident. So he was sitting down and just signing stuff, and he had this huge line of all these people that were waiting to meet him, and I was like, Mickey, are you gonna wait here and meet all of these people? And he was like, Ruby, I want to tell you something. And I'm like, okay, being a little kid. And he's like, I just want to let you know, do you see all those people out there in that line? I'm like, yeah, I do. It's a long line, And he's like, if it wasn't for them, I would be nobody. I would just be sitting here. I would not be here today if it weren't for these people. They're the reason that I'm able to do what I do. And him explaining that to me, I was like, wow, I didn't think of it that way. And a lot of people don't, unfortunately.
Right.
But, he's like, if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be able to make music and be here. So he said, you need to show love to all those people that make you who you are. And he said, I suggest that you wait for every single person just like I do. And that's what he did. I mean, there could be 1,000 people there, and he would wait and sign absolutely anything that anybody had. And it was very meaningful to me, looking at this man that, is just waiting for these people, I mean, well into the night after show, still having to go to a next state, but, waiting for everybody to come through it. It was very touching. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start doing that. So
Amen.
I took his advice, and I do it at every show.
It's, it's funny, Ruby, because I had a call. Well, let's say this. Ruby Leigh is going to be at Cedar Lake Cellars on June 15th. You can get your tickets. They called me and said, we know that you had brought Ruby out at Rickman Auditorium. We'd really like to know, would you do the same thing? So I looked at my calendar. I'm like, yeah, I'm available. Let's do this. So they asked, though, which was funny. They said, well, so as far as a meet and greet is concerned, so how does that all work? And is there a time frame? And I said, I know Ruby, and if she's anything like myself, we will be there until well into the night, early in the morning. She'll keep signing and signing. And I go, is that okay? And they go, oh yeah, that's fine. We just kind of want to see how it all worked. And I said, trust me, whoever wants to take a picture, she will be there with them. So I knew that would be the answer. It's so awesome.
It's funny because now most of the time the meet and greets after the shows are longer than the show itself. I think the longest I was out after a show was probably, I had about a 4 or 5 hour meet and greet afterwards, signing stuff. And I love it. It's my favorite thing to talk to new people, especially people that want to come and see me now. Because
what's the craziest thing you have ever had to sign so far? I mean, you're still young. She's 16 years old, in your young career from a young child up to now. What is the craziest thing someone's asked you to sign?
I haven't had really anything like outlandish.
Okay.
I mean, shoes, phones.
Anybody? Do people have tattoos of you yet?
No.
Oh, that's coming, Ruby.
There are people that have named their children after me though, which is
now
crazy.
that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, think this through. Like, really think this through. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Something else that we talked about last time, but a lot of you may not have heard this. And the great thing is, tickets still are available. Ruby is playing at the Grand Ole Opry House. You were asked before and you had to decline. And I love the fact that this has come back for you.
You know what? I was not asked to debut. Well, kind of, I guess. I was invited by Leanne Rimes to share the stage with her as she played there. And I did not want, this is in no offense at all to Leanne, she's amazing, but I didn't want to spoil the moment, you know? I didn't want to step into the circle and it's not like, these people aren't here for me, you know, they're here for Leanne, obviously. Sure. I wanted it to be like, this is my day, you know, they asked me to be here on this specific day, you know, I wanted it to be that. And I've avoided stepping into the circle multiple times because of, you know, that one moment. And now I finally have it. This has been my biggest dream since I started music. Like, this was my number one goal. And now it's happening. So now I have to think of something bigger. But
oh, trust me, there's bigger and bigger and bigger to come. So it's in August, right?
It is August 2nd.
Yes. So tickets are still available. Last she had looked, it was like about 700, but I'm sure that they're going and going and going because people would want to see that. I mean, she's going to be lit up on stage, and I can guarantee you the emotions will take over.
100%. I'm going to try my absolute best not to cry, but I know I probably will. I actually found out that I've actually sold more tickets than any debut artist ever.
Oh my God, congrats.
Thank you.
Go, girl.
So, pretty amazing. I've been the only person that's been announced until just about 2 days ago. They announced that Gene Watson is going to be playing there as well, which I'm really excited about.
Yes.
But yeah, all under my name, it was down to less than 700 tickets. So, pretty crazy. You know, out of all the people that have played there, you know, who would have thought? Me, from town of 68 people.
She's our girl, Foley's own, right? So Ruby Leigh has been all over the place. You know, we're talking as you're coming back from Nashville and getting ready to head to Springfield. I mean, a busy month of June, by the way. So, you know, when we talk about tickets being available for Ruby, it's all over. You know, people keep saying, come to our area, come to this area. Springfield, Missouri, literally she will be playing there tonight. That's on the 7th, as you can see here. The 14th will be in Vandalia, Illinois. Then Cedar Lake Cellars will be together on the 15th, and then going into Virginia. But while you've been in Nashville, you've been meeting some really cool people, including, hello, Lauren Elena.
Yes, I did meet her. She was amazing. She was very sweet, you know. I was shocked when she walked in because we were sitting across from the Opry. We weren't in like Opry territory, but we were like across the street from the Opry at a local bar that we like going to. Obviously, I'm not drinking.
I was just going to ask. You get a Shirley Temple, my friend.
Yes, more like just sweet tea. But yeah, so we were sitting in there, and sorry, I had a mosquito on my phone. We were sitting in there, and we were watching the band play, and it was some people that I, you know, knew from past visits to Nashville. And I saw her walk in, and, you know, you can tell when someone looks like completely different than everyone else, like dressed up real nice. And, you know, she's just totally decked out, and I'm wearing my Kiss t-shirt. And she comes walking through, and I'm like, I think that's Lauren. And then the band said, oh, here's our friend Lauren. And then it was her. She got up and sang a song, and she was very nice. Got to take a picture with her and told her about me playing the Opry, and she was awesome. She was
very cool. Again, you've been meeting some wonderful people. You've been all over, you know, moving and shaking and really carving out your career, which I love. We mentioned again that you're going to be at Cedar Lake Cellars. And for a while, I was waiting to see, is there going to be somebody opening up for her? And that announcement was just made. You get an opportunity to reconnect with the boogeyman himself.
Yes. Very, very happy that he's going to be able to make it. He's coming all the way from Louisiana. So he's absolutely amazing. And it was so cool to able to connect with him and, meet him on the show and be able to do our duet together. It was really fun to sing Jolene. We work together a lot, and just really, really happy that he's able to make it out. He's got a great voice, so really excited to hear what he's got to open up the show with, and then maybe we can rekindle Jolene.
There you go, right here. The battle all over again. They're going to ask for it.
I mean,
I love it. So again, that will be the opener, and then Ruby will be taking the stage at 7:30. Tickets are available for that. And I know a lot of people probably ask because, the comments I see in all of your socials are, Ruby, please come here. Ruby, please come there. And it really is about book her, right? So here you go. Here's the booking: fairs, festivals, corporate, private events. I mean, I'll leave that up on the screen a little bit, but you're getting booked left and right. Where's the biggest right now that you're being asked to come to that you haven't done yet?
Well, I'd say the Grand Ole Opry. So obviously the Grand Ole Opry is really amazing, but I am playing Dollywood, which has been another goal of mine. So I get to play there. I got 4 shows at Dollywood, September 14th and 15th. And I'm also opening for Tracy Lawrence at the Missouri State Fair later on this year. So very excited for that. I did a pre-show for him a while ago, and now he officially asked me to open that for him. So really, really excited for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. But
he's amazing.
Yeah.
What a classic.
I would say the Opry, being the biggest.
Of course. But now, so once you do the Opry, because again, you just keep dreaming big. What is on the horizon for you to say after the Opry? This is where I want to go. This is the direction I want my career to go.
Like the next big step? Are you asking?
Yep.
Well, obviously, I want to be an artist. I said this to a ton of people. I don't want people to look at me and be like, "Oh, that's that country singer," and I don't want people to put me in a box, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Sure. So I want to be known as an artist, like Dolly, like she can come out with this rock album and people love it, Yep. I don't want it to be something that people are shocked, if I come out with something completely different. So I want to be respected as an artist. I obviously want to do, eventually at some point, this is a long, far step away, but I would say I want to do stadiums and play to tons of people that want to, hear me sing. Like I said, it is very, very far away from where I'm at right now, but every step gets closer. So I'm working really hard to be able to do that. It's been my number one goal, my biggest dream to do that. So I would love to do stadiums and release music and have albums out, which I am going to be releasing a song very soon.
So. Oh, is this breaking news? When is this happening?
I cannot announce a date yet.
Oh, come on.
But I did just finish recording a song here a little while ago, here actually 2 days ago. But,
congrats.
Thank you. But I'm really excited to release it, so pretty excited for it.
One of the things I want everybody to do, if you have not seen Ruby live, as we wrap up here, there's such a difference from watching her on The Voice, listening to her, getting so excited as she was chosen to be on Reba's team and to take her as high as she went. But then you get a chance to see her live and shout out to her of what you would like to hear her sing. I'm sure they're going to say, "I want to hear you yodel." Of course. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
But I saw you do that, and you were just so adorable okay, give me this one. Shout this one at me. Shout that one at me. So when they come to see you at any of these upcoming performances, you encourage that, right?
Yeah, I love requests, because I feel like it's important to have, to not only entertain the crowd, but, have them be a part of it. It's one of my favorite things. It's just you guys choose what I sing. You make up the set list. I go along with it. I mean, obviously I have set songs that I eventually play, but I absolutely. I love requests. It's, one of my favorite things to hear, just different stuff because everyone wants to hear something different. Always I'm going to get a yodeling song, which I love yodeling, so I'm not upset with that. But, just I love requests. It's really fun, and sometimes I get something that I've never heard of, and then I get a new song that I get to look up and listen to. So, yeah, requests are just like my favorite thing. So I encourage
and
requests.
Ruby, that's what makes each show so unique and so personal that if someone, and a lot of people, as you know, travel from one area to the next to say, hey, I just saw her, I fell in love with her, I'm going to go ahead and travel a few hours or hours away, and they see a similar but different show because you have different requests coming into it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like you just said, like I have people that travel, which is like the craziest thing. I know for the Opry, I have people coming from multiple different countries to come and see me, which is mind-boggling. I know I have England and Ireland and Scotland and like Mexico, Canada, like all these different places coming to see me for the first time, and especially for like one of my biggest performances, which is really exciting.
That got the dogs going.
I'm like, turn that off. I don't know who that was. So
what note was that?
Honestly, the average car horn, I know this too, is an F sharp.
It's an F sharp?
Yes. The average car horn. They vary, but the average car
Who knew? Ruby, evidently.
Yes, you're welcome. More you know.
Yeah, exactly. All right, everybody. We're going to let you get on the road because I know you got to get to Springfield. So June 15th, Cedar Lake Cellars. Get your tickets. We will be there. And then, of course, we'll get a chance to see Ruby again for 4th of July. Can't wait to see you for the holiday for 4th of July as well.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just stay in contact. Excited for you to just continue to wow us with your amazing talent.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thanks for having me on again. Like she said, come and see me at Cedar Lake Cellars. It's going to be so much fun. And who better than Al Boogie to open up the show too? So my battle partner.
Yep.
So he's coming in, and I hope to see you all there, and come and see me in Virginia. I'm in Virginia too for anyone out in Virginia, but Cedar Lake Cellars come first. So come and see me there first. But I would love to see you all wherever you come to, hopefully Cedar Lake Cellars, but come and see me. And as always, I love you. So you too, Monica.
Thank you. We love you. Can't wait to give you a big hug. I will see you in just a little over a week.
Awesome. I'll see you then.
All right, Ruby. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com.
Well, wasn't she wonderful? I just saw Diane make a comment. What a delightful, young, and talented lady. Yay, Ruby. And I love that someone is actually getting a chance to go see her in Springfield tonight. Cindy Brunstein, is it, or Brunstein? Cindy said, we've been watching this and are so looking forward to seeing you tonight. Your shows are awesome and love you. She really is. I've been really blessed to have that intimacy with her in the studio. We brought her out, by the way, to Defiance Ridge Vineyards. She performed for us there. And then, of course, saw her at Rickman Auditorium in Arnold, and just keeps growing and growing. I can't wait to see. One of the things she said, obviously, is that she wants to play stadiums, and that's going to happen. Really blessed to have two incredible young artists, one in Ruby Leigh and one in Abby Stahlschmidt. So for those of you that are looking for another up-and-comer that is really going to take over the world, that's a girl that I met when she was 14, and here I met Ruby when she was 15. Just can't wait to see Ruby grow and grow and grow, because that voice, you have to imagine, is just going to continue to get more and more powerful. She's only in her high school year. She actually just graduated, which is amazing in and of itself because of just how talented and intelligent that the woman is. So yeah, Ruby Leigh, can't wait to see you. Something I didn't get a chance to bring up with her that she and I kind of mentioned it on the phone, but I wanted to bring this up. If you follow her, did you see this? And I wanted to wrap up the show with this because, we always talk about kindness, but if you follow her, maybe you saw this. And let me get really into this for maybe the next 5 or 10 minutes. When we talk about not bouncing back with hate from a person who throws hate at you, this is powerful. I'm going to read this to you if you're not near the screen, you're walking around getting ready and you're listening to us right now. So Ruby said, it's amazing all the fan support I get. And then we have these haters that love to send me these wonderful little messages. Let those without sin cast the first stone. I'm going to start posting these, she said, so they come up on my memories later so I can realize just what a lowly creature I am. This is a message from a woman. She said, what do you all think about her opinion of me? Or do you have an opinion of her? The real shocker is she's not a follower of Ruby's, doesn't like her page, but feels like she's at some level above humanity to be giving other people her opinion of them. What do you all think? Well, that was at the time that I grabbed the screenshot, and that was a few days ago. You can see 638 comments and shares and loves and likes and hates and angry, 810. I'm sure that's over 1,000 plus likes and loves and hates. I'm sure there's probably 800 plus comments. But the woman went off on her, and her comment there on the right side said, sorry, you need a stylist. Your eye makeup looks old. Your hair is a mess. Polish up your look and your style of clothing. Dress like a lady, not a Goodwill store. I live in Nashville, and I've seen you in person and felt sad that someone needs to help this girl. Start with your terrible hair. Why are there so many hateful people out there? And then what happened, folks, which is what I expected to happen. I saw what they saw, but I had no desire to write it. You imagine that they would come back and say to the woman, you've got to be kidding me. You're telling her about your hair, and that's the picture that you have? So I knew she was going to get the hate back. She's going off on Ruby's hair, and hers is not obviously the most polished. I didn't want to throw hate back at the woman because I thought, in our world, you do that, and it's just this never-ending ugly cycle. But did you see that, folks? Did you see the hate that was thrown at her? And she's had that from other people. She and I have had some really deep, in-depth talks when she sat with me alone. I didn't want to bring it up too much today with her, but I wanted to bring it up with you because you probably get the same thing on your own social media pages. People throw hate at you. Trust me, I've had it in my 30 years in broadcasting. I had it in radio. I had it in television. I had stalkers, very serious stalkers in television. In radio, I had this one particular woman I'll never forget that she would write in and she would just go off and go off and go off. And this is a really great teaching tool that I'm going to give you right now. I would go back and I would type so much to her to say, so what can I do to change your mind? What is it that's bothering you? I'm a really kind person. I was raised well. I took what my parents taught me and I continue to grow it from there. One of the biggest things that I want to do is spread kindness to the world. Well, my co-worker, my co-host, Elaine, at the time at WIL, she would watch me feverishly type to try to make this woman switch her mind, to try to make this woman like me. And finally, one day, Elaine said, and it's always stuck with me because it was such, again, a pivotal moment in my career. She said, Monica, that woman doesn't deserve your kindness. That woman is never going to change her mind, no matter what you say. And she said, here's my question to you. She writes hate-filled things to you. You write back, and your paragraphs keep getting longer and longer. More love that you're throwing out to her. She hates back to you. You have people on a daily basis, hundreds, thousands, that say they love me and you and David together. You write back and say, thank you so much. We appreciate your love and support. God bless you. She said they get a sentence from you when they deserve the paragraphs. And the woman who has hate, she doesn't deserve you to respond one more time. And I tell you, folks, I've known that story and I've told that story so many times and I have head to toe chills because it's such an important lesson to show that you're not going to change their mind and you're not everybody's cup of tea. In fact, I love this thing that moved on Instagram that said, you're not everybody's cup of tea because you're champagne, darling, and always choose champagne. And I love that. But it's the same thing that I would teach a teenager in Ruby. Everyone that's in the spotlight, and a lot of you are now, you have to understand that. You may not want to be, but if you're on social media, the hate comes flying at you. The bullies come flying at you. And all you can do is either ignore their hate or respond back with, thank you so much for following me and I hope you have a blessed day, right? It's kill them with kindness. We learned that from our parents, and it's a really important thing for you to learn. So I hope that helped with you. And if you didn't see that on social, it's how she handled it, right? I'll let all of you see what you have to say about it. But really what that does, it just opens up that there are so many people that just want to throw hate back at that woman. And I didn't want to do that. I looked at it and all I did was say, I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you that you find your way out of whatever inadequacies and jealousies and insecurities that you have, because folks, that's really what it comes down to. And I put it up on the screen earlier and I'll put it up again because I don't know that a lot of you realize that our team can be hired to help you physically, mentally, spiritually, in life coaching, in personal training, in corporate engagements where we speak and help your corporations, your businesses, whether it's a small business of 5 to 10 people or it's a large corporation and we speak in stadiums. You can hire us, book us to help change the mindset, truly change the DNA of the way your spirit and your mind think together. And that's what I do in life coaching. I've been involved in the psychology aspect of it, the spiritual aspect of it for 26 years. I knew 26 years ago that it wasn't about the food that was affecting the people, putting them in the state of them hating on themselves when they looked in the mirror. It was more so about what's the root cause of the problem. And we talk a lot about that on our Medical Mondays, whether it's functional or it's traditional medicine, more and more, what's the root cause of the health problems that we have in our world? And, we've loved having Dr. Sean Neary on with Mid-America Spine and Rehab. I know a handful of you have gone to him. Do you realize in order for these wonderful sponsors to stay on this show that I know so many of you love, you need to support them. So I've got a little call to action. If you have any kind of issues, again, spinal, with regards to organs, do you realize that if your body is not operating properly, it could be that you are out of alignment, affecting the organs? We talked deeply about that topic on a past medical show, but I want you to go see him. Don't put it off any longer because I want him to stick around. Dr. Sean Neary, Mid-America Spine and Rehab, and they are located at 1050 Old DePere Road. StayWell, STL.com is their website. If you want to see him on future shows, I've got to make sure that you or people kids, seniors alike, you go and say, thank you so much for being a part of the show, and I want you to fix me. I know Michelle's been going, and thank you for going. My husband's gone, and I've got a lady who works where I get my nails done. Her husband's a retired St. Louis City police officer. He's got a bulging disc, and I was like, you need to have him go. And she's like, really? And I said, yes, he will help him. You don't need to be sitting there and suffering with pain. You need to feel the best version of yourself. So thank you to Sean, to Sarah, who's been our title sponsor for the last year. Sarah, of course, with Invita Health and Wellness. And I can't say it yet because I got to put the finishing bow and tie it together. But I will just tell you, I have somebody new that's joining our Medical Mondays. And she said she feels it was serendipitous. That was her word yesterday during our meeting. She said that she'd been spending money on search engine optimization. And she's like, does this stuff even work? And she's like, you know what? I would rather spend my money on getting my message out there. And boom, she's like, you fell in my hand. And it all is thanks to a beautiful soul outside and inside that I met at a retreat that I did within the last handful of months. Lindsay Egan, thank you for introducing me to this wonderful doctor. And I'm not going to say her name yet because we got to put this all together, but she will be on future Medical Mondays. And it just is all about timing. And I love that. So yes, our Medical Mondays is a big part of something I always want to exist. I never want the health aspect to go away. Too many people have put health on the back burner. And if you don't have health, you don't have a life, right? So we can have so many things we want, but if you don't have your health, then you don't have the most important thing that you need. So that's one of the segments we do. Wet Your Whistle Wednesdays at Defiance Ridge Vineyards. Chuck Gillentine will be back with me this coming Wednesday, and we'll be featuring a Cabernet. I want you to let us know what things you would like to see on that. I've had that one going since last fall. And then Positive Talk Time every other Thursday. And I hope you enjoyed the one we had yesterday. Timothy needs to be adopted. Go back and look at that. He's a husky and he's a puppy. And I don't understand why he's still there, but he's been there since October and we need to get him adopted out. No matter what it is, topics or guests that you would like to see on the show, my email address is there for you. I want you to have a beautiful weekend. Go out and enjoy maybe the air show down in Chesterfield. And then we come back on Monday, again, Medical Monday. Tuesday, Todd Thomas from the St. Louis Cardinals. He is also going to talk about an upcoming Unicorn Ball event that he's got that raises money for the Pink Ribbon Project. He lost his dear wife to breast cancer. We want to raise money to continue to advance treatments to eradicate that disease one day. We go into next week where I'm excited to sit down with Julie, and it sounds like the entire area of Columbia, Illinois is going to sit down with us. There's so many businesses that are giving away door prizes. We're going to do some trivia. I mean, some really cool things, including a couple of tickets for is it Songs for Soldiers? Yeah, Songs for Soldiers, and some really cool bands that will be there if you've never been before. Sunset Overlook, that one's a 7 p.m. show. We're going to watch the sunset together, which will be right about 8:30. And I know a ton of you, and I do mean a ton of you, have told me that you're coming out for that one, which I think is the coolest thing. Do me a favor and spread the word, because there's still a ton of people that can come. Let's just go and have chairs all over that hill and watch the sun set together. I mentioned there's a special surprise that will be taking place that day, and you're going to need to look to the skies for it. That's all I'm going to say. That's coming up again on Thursday of next week. And I know I always put up on the screen, if you have particular topics that you would like for us to cover, you have guests that you would like for us to come on, we will feverishly work to do so if it's not a local or a regional guest. Next week, Thursday morning, before we are at Sunset Overlook, I'm super proud of this one. This guy is going to change your life. What he's been through mentally and what he provides to the world in just dance. He put a dance on his TikTok years back. He woke up and he's like, 3.5 million people saw this. It's just a little dance. Well, what you don't realize is smiling, again, kindness, right? Smiling, singing, dancing, fun, showing dogs, showing kids. We need more of that. We didn't have enough of it in the news, and so we're going to provide that to you. Russell Dancing UPS Man will be my guest live next Thursday morning. And if you don't follow him, do me a favor, from today until next week, start looking at his page. Trust me, you will thank me. From his smile to lip syncing songs to dancing, he has over 1 million followers on both TikTok and on Instagram. He's really taking over the world. He's been featured on different national talk shows. Sherry Shepherd actually was just talking with him. He's been featured on different, obviously, shows all throughout. And I hope he just keeps gaining momentum, because he deserves that. So that's next Thursday morning. We've got a lot actually for you next Thursday. We've got our live show with Russell Butler. We have our audio podcast that we drop every Thursday. So we do have a podcast besides the talk show. If you listen to that, if you haven't, please do so, because my team works really hard to get those ready for you. And then you'll have the Sunset Overlook show. So it'll be a busy Thursday for sure. Wednesday, look for an interview with former VJ from MTV, Alan Hunter. If you haven't had a chance to think back to your 80s days, we'll take you back, nostalgia. So yeah, it's a very fun week on tap for you, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. I would love for you to think about places that you would like for us to go to for special bookings of Mobile Monica's, and think about where you think we should celebrate our 400th show, which will be coming up right around September, the end of September. Okay, let's start thinking about all of that. And yes, Michelle, I agree. She said how miserable this woman's life must be. Exactly. But all you can do is try to give her some kindness. Again, don't throw hate back, because that doesn't help. Just kindness hopefully can knock out the hate. Diane said, Abby, awesome. I was so mesmerized with her performance at the Sheldon. I thought you would be. And Diane, thank you, by the way. Thank your husband for what he did for our country. That man was in Normandy when we talked about D-Day the other day. Incredible human beings. So for all of you, thank you for signing on. I know there's a lot of comments I may not have a chance to have gotten to yet, but I want to wrap up for you to go enjoy the gorgeous day that's on tap. Enjoy the weekend. We'll be back together to talk about whether you went to the air show. We'll talk to Beckett to see what he thought about the air show, and then we'll get you into next week, which, by the way, looks beautiful. He's got 90s, by the way, by next Thursday, which means it's going to be a little sticky when we have some wine together at sunset next week, but I at least didn't see rain in the forecast. So that's good news. Everybody enjoy your day. And remember, there's hate in the world, but we can stomp it out with kindness. God bless you all.